Okay, thank you very much for your patience. We're now ready for Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty with Apache Smash. Just going to turn it over just now.
Hi everyone, I'm going to be running Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, and I've also got Dean with me during the run. So first I'm going to load a new game plus save. That allows me to skip a cutscene later on in the game, so we always run this game on the new game plus. The difficulty I'm running on is very easy, as it sounds. It is the easiest category. Oh, now. I do apologise.
You always forget, don't you?
Yeah. I'm used to pressing it myself.
That's true.
So just in the test there, we're missing a few textures, so it could be a really interesting run. Could see some like never seen before. Never seen before.
This has never happened. The usual speedrun marathon.
So just start off, we're in the tanker, and we start off playing as Solid Snake. During the release for this game, they actually hid the fact that the main character is Raiden in all of the things that came out for the game, scenery, cinematics, even on the case. It doesn't mention at all Raiden. He's not shown. But Solid Snake's actually only for the first section of the game, which is about 8 minutes long.
You probably think people wouldn't play it maybe or something.
Well, yeah, it's certainly a surprise. But I just checked the case for the PC version there, and Raiden isn't mentioned once, and there's no picture for him or anything. So on VE we have we can just get rid of alerts by running out the room. It's the only difficulty that allows you to do this, and it does. It's very easy. It's very easy. The thing is, though, we don't actually take that many alerts during the run. It's about 13 alerts total in a standard run, and a third of them are in the tanker, so in the first 8 minutes of the game. First boss is Olga, got to shoot her in the head 4 times. You can spawn left or the right. We've got the right spawn here, which is a little bit faster. That's the trickiest shot, and if I just hit one more time, that's the first boss done, so it's nice and quick.
Basically just sitting there, you just crouch and aim for the head.
Yeah. It's RNG based, and I got good RNG there because that's the absolute fastest you can do that boss. There's no way to do it any quicker. So now I'm going to make my way down into the bowels of the ship to take some pictures of Metal Gear. The only reason we can do that now is because we've taken the gun from Olga. Olga's got a lethal weapon, a USP, which we need to shoot a sensor. So what I do with the menu it's hopefully set to previous from my save. So I can switch between 2 guns now, and that prevents me from, it means I don't have to go into the menu every time when I want to change weapon. If you go into the menu, obviously it pauses the game, your character goes stationary, it's slower.
You lose time as well from all that.
Yeah, any time I do any menu I'll do a movement first. There I just shoot the gun so he goes into his radio so I can just walk past him. Here I like to try and shoot the glass. Missed it there. You can actually shoot the glass, which distracts the guard, and he won't call an alert, but if he does call an alert, it doesn't really make a difference. Yeah, I'm going to menu there. Oh. I really don't want the digital camera. Because I didn't have a new game plus save, I have the digital camera, which if I take pictures with that later, it won't let me progress. It's no good, essentially. So now I'm just going to make my way through the engine room. The thing about the engine room is if you get a game over, when you reset the room with a continue, all the guard patterns are different, so it makes it a difficult room to practice because you have to reset the game every time.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So now I'm just going to go up to where I can take out the C4, the Semtex sensor. This room as well, you can actually take an alert to skip this cutscene here, but it's a bit awkward and you can end up losing more time for doing that. Just one of those little things that we do to speed up the game. Like we're very easy now. We're just trying to save frames. You know, it's a really precise run, and it's got to the point where we'll do anything for that little bit of extra time. In this room here, the guards will instantly alert. Normally, guards have to radio in for backup, and that's when it goes into an alert. But in this room and a few others, they will, as soon as they see it, it'll just go into alert. So we try and have to take these out as quickly as possible. This next one's really awkward. But fortunately, I got him. But he's a good one for alerting you. As long as I keep running, this guard will fall asleep before I get to him. I need that ammo there because I'm about to shoot a ton of guards. This is kind of like boss 1.5 in the tanker. It's called the guard rush. You go into an alert and you have to kill a certain amount of guards. And for a while, we were using the tranquilizer to put them to sleep, but a runner called D-Limes worked out that it's a lot faster to just kill them all.
Yeah.
And I can get 3 headshots there. It's quite quick if I get it. There we go.
Nice. So I'm noticing, and I took like a couple of notes on it. You're doing, I think, a quick reload or not? When you spam R2 twice, you get a quick reload.
That's correct. If you turn your gun on and off with the R2, it will refill the clip, so it's a lot faster than reloading. It's like the first glitch in the game now, if I can get it. It's called the ladder glitch. You equip the camera, climb on the ladder at the same time. Allows you to go out of bounds to get down like that.
I was going to mention that. I was wondering when it was coming up, and here it is. So yeah.
Oh no! What can happen is they'll have to hold up the guard, and then immediately put him to sleep. If I just shoot him to put him asleep, he'll go to sleep stood up. Oh, I just missed ladder glitch there. But if you do it, I was a little bit too late with it there, so he went to sleep, but then I immediately brought. I'm gonna have to walk down the ladder. I brought him to sleep, put him to sleep, and then immediately woke him up so he can see me. What you can do is if you roll really quickly, you can just get out of his vision. So I was just a little bit slow to roll there, unfortunately. So I will say game over there. This is arguably one of the harder rooms on BE. Oh, I've done it again. No way.
At least the continue here is not that like time consuming. You basically just go straight back to the ladder. You just do the glitch again. So
yeah, it's unfortunate. I wouldn't normally take a continue on there. It's a room I'm quite comfortable with. I find the harder bit is that.
we just want to keep hearing the game over noise.
Yeah.
Snake.
I'm just getting it all out of my system now in this early portion of the game.
Do we have time for a donation?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. Okay, we have a $10 anonymous donation. Supplies speedruns during my weekend. Put me money towards runner's choice for XCOM 2. Thank you very much for your donation.
Thank you. So yeah, a bit of a messy hold one there, but hopefully I've got all the game overs out of my system. Now what I can do there is, if you go behind a guard with a gun, you can hold them up, and if you use the, the quick switch, it will immediately hold up the next guard. So you just kind of spam it to hold up those guards. Hold 2. And hold 2 is a bit of a running joke for me because it's a screen that I tend to get a lot of game overs on, particularly on normal. So anytime hold 2 comes up, with people that run Metal Gear, will say it's like my worst room. I did a trick there so I can get them. You have to take a picture of the Marines logo on Metal Gear Ray. But if you can essentially just stand behind the container and point the camera roughly where it is, and it will take the picture. And I can also say in a second the Marines logo shows up really well when it clearly doesn't. So yeah, not a great tanker for me, that's for sure. But as I say, I think I've got it all out of my system now. That's the end of playing a solid Snake, and for the rest of the game we play as Raiden. Raiden's a bit different from Snake, and there's definitely no textures on the plant there, so it could be really interesting. This is going to be Metal Gear like never seen before. I'm going to do a glitch here. There's an out of bounds glitch to go through this next area. It's out of bounds, or like swim in air it's called. And this will allow me to just leave the pool there and go for this door as if it's not there as well. Yeah. Normally you see that guard beat up, but he's just like frozen in time.
That's always funny to see, that glitch.
Yeah, it doesn't actually save any time. If you do it perfectly, it's about even. It saves time on the PlayStation to cutscenes and things like that are more laggy. Shout out to Mac, this is his save. Can also select that to immediately go into the codex as well. Normally it'll ring and then you press select, but if you're already holding select in most of them, you can automatically press it and go into it on like frame 1. it's a little bit faster. Another optimization in this room only recently was found is if you let this guard call in the caution when he wakes up and stands up here, we used to just choke him out as soon as he stands up, but if you let him call in the caution, the elevator comes faster. And it's like, who knows why? And that was found by Tyler.
Stay alert. It's the enemy. I need that.
Doesn't this game have certain other things with caution status? Like, yes, just like
Yeah,
well.
using caution status on other difficulties can give you better guard patterns in the next room. So it's like it makes the room easier by changing the guard pattern. But yeah, that's a common thing that's used on the higher difficulties.
Yeah.
A lot of the plants missing. I don't know why. I'm really not sure what that's happened, but I kind of like the way it looks.
See, but the people like don't know that there's textures missing, and they're just watching this for the first time. They'll think this looks normal.
Yeah. Another thing with the menuing on previous, we finished the tanker with the M9 on previous, and then I can just menu to it at the start of plant. It's like kind of saved in the cache between the two characters.
Yeah.
I'm unsure why it happens, but it's handy because now I can get the M9 without menuing it, and just trank that guard makes this room a little bit faster. At the start of plant, there's just a ton of cutscenes. You're called with the codec repeatedly, and pretty much every time you go through a screen you're called, and there's multiple cutscenes, and apparently this is done on purpose to aggravate you. so it was purposely done to annoy the player. When you know there's a codec coming, you can roll to keep momentum.
Yeah.
And that way, because normally a codec would make you stand still, but that way I can just roll into the load scene, load zone.
Yeah, and it doesn't cancel animation, so it keeps them rolling.
Yeah. Just these minor optimizations that we're constantly doing to make this, to save some more frames. I actually think it looks better this way.
So the texture missing is water, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's maybe a bunch of water, but instead it's just white. So it looks like you're actually in the sky.
Yeah.
You're floating. But
We don't want to end up there either way, you know. It,
No.
it probably looks more deadly like that. Rolling into load zone as well is slightly faster. You can do it on every single opening screen door. Like it's faster to roll into it. This is where New Game Plus is handy because that cutscene there is unskippable on New Game, and it's about 8 minutes. So you know it's not good for speed.
usual Metal Gear stuff, long cutscenes.
Yeah. So we've got the we've been given a spray bottle to defuse some bombs now, but it's like a, I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like a bit some Febreze. You can use it to defuse the bombs, obviously, but it's got some other uses as well. You can use it to if you give the guards a little splash with it, you can interrupt them when they're trying to call radio in backup, things like that. And I'll just show you that now. Drop down onto this ledge. If you go into an animation,
Who's there? Who's there?
you can also prevent yourself from being shot. So if he had fired a gun at me while I was lifting up that vent, it wouldn't have done any damage.
I'll mention something about the animation like Raiden has when he's like climbing up the ledges on the final boss, because I don't think that's a strategy anymore. But
you can use it to base all of this, yeah.
It's just not as fast because it's basically just climb up. When he's swiping you, you just don't take any damage because you're climbing up. You just hit him and then you just keep doing that. Over
Yeah,
and
and you can do that on Vamp as well, but I use a different strategy for Vamp that's a little bit quicker. Also, Raiden, he does cartwheels, which is faster than Snake's roll, so it's because it's got good recovery frames. It's like 0.1 second. As long as you're in a straight line, it's like 0.1 seconds faster than running. So we use that a lot. It tends to lose me more time than it gains me, though. So I'm just going to make like a ring pattern round the plant and diffuse all of the bombs. Coming up to the top here, this one's underneath the Harrier, so I have to go into the prone position to be able to get it. Oh, I was a little bit far away there. I was going to show a coolant rise there, but didn't actually end up having to go into the prone position because I messed up my roll. But if you cartwheel and hold the A button, you go immediately prone.
So I was going to mention that, so I've got it written down, I think I've got this coolant rise, so every time you're using the coolant, I was wondering if that's going to happen or not. Just mention it, but you already have, so.
Yeah, coolant rise. Well, I use it in a different room later as well, which makes the room much faster in Strut A. By the way, shout out to Dean. I asked him to commentate with me, and he brought notes. he made a whole notepad full of notes on this game.
Got something for my run later, but it's just stuff I could like memorise and just kind of the tricks I filmed quickly throughout the game when watching it.
If you're worried no one knows your game at an event and you want someone with you, just ask Dean. He'll come so prepared. No, thanks, man. I really do appreciate it. Right there, I had to take a weird pattern because there are actually some claymores. And later on, we're going to roll to pick one up. I nearly went for the sniper rifle there, which wouldn't have been good because I can't get in the door.
Yeah.
I was getting way ahead of myself. These are some really well-trained guards. So the first one just heard me spraying, and he's going to go there, so I'm going to go behind him. And the one on top's just noticed me. No, there's nobody here. FA connecting bridge is super awkward. I found it such an awkward room for a long time, but the easiest way to do it is shoot him and kind of get round him. If you walk over guard, it slows your movement, and then you can, if you get that guy at the last second, you can walk through him rather than walking over his body when it's on the floor.
Yeah,
and it's a little bit faster. I'll say that a little bit faster, because really this category is what can we make a little bit faster?
Oh, it's kind of with games like not old, but you know what I mean. It's always tends up being like this. Where games are that optimized now, you basically just need to do anything to save a second.
I'm not getting this coolant here. This will be it. There we go. You have to. Normally you'd go around, but you can actually get it from behind there, as long as you stood in the specific spot.
So I was wondering, I was like, there's not a C4 or anything, but it must just be the way the game works. Just like the camera thing, the game kind of thinks you're doing it, but you're not.
Yeah. Yeah, and it is quite precise. It's awkward to get first. Just gonna hold select for a codec here. So I've nearly got all of the, I was gonna say C4s. It's kind of like Semtex or something.
Yeah, I just say C4. Just kind of guessing what was some explosive thing.
The terrorist plot to launch nukes. They want $30 billion. They've planted some bombs. I just try and keep everyone up with the story of the game. And we've got to stop them. And also rescue the president. So it's like a real American hero kind of story.
Yeah. You tend to, like with this game, because you're skipping every single call and cutscene, you basically don't know what if you're not watching for you're basically just watching some guy cartwheel for like an hour. It's like, I mean,
to be fair, with Metal Gear Solid, even if you watch it, you may still not know what's going on. It is quite convoluted. But yeah, they want $30 billion. They're going to launch nukes. They've got the president. I think that sounds about right. They want $30 billion, and they are quite skimp because they can only spring for one guard here. And on the way back, when I get an alert, no one else comes. It's like, no, you've got our only guard. We can't afford another one. Here I pick up Sensor B first. Not that I need it. You just have to pick it up. And then diffuse the last C4, and that just like changes the order you get the codex, and it's a little bit faster. It's just one of those optimizing things. You can see the C4 kind of in the mirror there, and if you stand in front of it, you can see Raiden as well, which is pretty good for 2001.
Yeah, that's true.
It's got an actual working mirror. This game really doesn't look like it was made in 2001. I still think it holds up quite well now.
No, definitely.
Apart from the missing textures. So now I've got 400 seconds to go through 2 screens. So it's like very easy. It gives you all the time in the world to do it. I take an alert there, but even if I stand there all day, even if I just stand next to that camera, there's no more guards coming.
I was going to try and do some quick maths for 4,000 seconds, but I really can't be bothered.
It's a lot of time.
Yeah, it's like 2 minutes times that's 100, so 400. You know, it's a long time.
Yeah, I'm going to say more than 6 minutes off the top of my head, but I could be wrong. We're not going to run out, but if that timer does run out, everywhere blows up and have to try again.
Yeah.
Whenever you've got the time left, if you take a continue, you start from where the timer began. So it's not really a worry because I'm not going to take a continue between now and getting the bomb. But if you do you can lose a lot of time. So now I'm going to go into the where the plant starts, where the riding section starts again, to defuse a bomb, and you can actually see the bomb at the game start, so you can look at its position and see it.
Yeah.
And I'm coming up to like a really hard boss, and there's absolutely no way I'm going to be able to kill her.
That's some good positivity there.
No, there's no way I'm going to kill her. It's just not going to happen. If we just stand on that slope there, we can get the C4 without ducking. But if you stand too close, as soon as this codec ends, he'll just leap into the water.
Yeah.
So you really have to be careful with that. It does lose a lot of time. And it loses even more if you dive into the water, because you get frustrated because you've been thrown into the water. And then it plays another codec as well.
Yeah.
So this boss coming up is Fortune. She's got a rail gun. We need her to shoot it at us a lot, because this fight's actually on a shot counter, and then the environment as well. A certain environment has to be destroyed, so I'm going to make her destroy this forklift first. You can't kill her. If you shoot a gun at her, a little cutscene will play where the bullet swirls around her, so you just kind of have to wait her out.
Yeah, it's one of those bosses then.
Yeah, so I'll let her shoot me on purpose, then she'll start shooting the lights, and I'll just crouch underneath here. And I need to let her fire at me until the elevator comes up.
Yeah.
Once that happens, I'm going to make her destroy the barrels on either side of the room, and that makes the fight end quicker.
Yeah. You get, within like mini games now, from Fatman, for the end of it, you've got a wait time. Here it's just a time one as well, you know, basically for some games that, you know, you do a certain amount of damage, then you wait. For this, it's just wait till she blows up stuff.
Yeah, and the fight can't end until either barrel's destroyed at either end, so she'll do it automatically if you don't get to do it, but if you get her to do it prior to the end, to like the end scene, it's a little bit faster. But sometimes you can be like this and she'll just shoot you anyway. So sometimes shoots the box. There we go, that's that section's open. Switch to the coolant there, so my menuing is better, because now I've put the M9 on previous, and now when I go up the elevator, it's going to change my weapon to nothing, and then I can switch to the M9, if that makes sense. I'm pretty sure that makes sense. It just means I don't have to go into the menu to get my gun.
Oh yeah,
so I don't have to save it, yeah.
Saving like 1 or 2 seconds.
Yeah. Now I've got to try and pick up some chaff grenades without hitting the claymore that's on the floor. There's a claymore there, trust me.
Yeah. I think I saw a wee little dot, I don't know.
So a runner called D-Limes, very good Metal Gear Solid runner, worked out that we used to pick up chaff grenades on the route by just going a little bit out the way to get them, but he worked out those chaff grenades are sort of in your way, and if you get hit by the claymore, it's still the same speed as the ones where you go out your way to get them, so that's like a chance to say, oh yeah, go for it.
We have a $20 donation from Planks. This 20 to Big's story. Got to raise some money for Big.
So here I'm gonna roll to pick up the claymore. I did it a little bit early. You can go a bit later. There's claymores on the ground that you don't want to run into.
Yeah.
But if you crawl over them, you can pick them up. What's happening? I'm so confused.
I don't know.
Now I'm going up to the first boss now. First, real boss of the riding section, and that's Fatman. He's the mastermind.
$100 for Fatman.
Oh, wicked. So he's the guy that's been planting all the bombs.
Yeah.
So now we're going to put a stop to him and the bomb section of the game, which is fortunate, and not going to have to go around defusing bombs anymore.
I know.
He's pretty simple. After the first time you knock him down, you try and manipulate him to run in a way that's better for you. But so now if I run over to the left, he should. You want him to run to the right, really. You want him to run near the bomb, so when you kill him, you're near enough to this bomb to defuse it quickly. But that's fine. It was fast enough anyway. And the last bomb is hidden underneath him. What a neat hiding place. Now we're going to go get a disguise, pretend to be a guard for a little bit, so we can infiltrate the shell. So that's what this next bit's about. You get a little glimpse of the hostage room there, and the hostage room can load with all kinds of weird models, but it can sometimes load the same model for everyone in the room. I don't think I got it there, but it would have been neat if I did. When I first started running very easy in October last year, you have to pick up the AK as part of this disguise, so there's two parts to it. One side is the BDU, the other side is the AK. And the AK is in strut F, but on very easy for some reason they've put it in the shell 1 as well, so you can get it a little bit faster. But no, that wasn't actually known until just as I started running it, so it's a relatively new discovery. Even though I'm sure lots of people who played this game did know that. Runners didn't know that until recently.
Do we have time for a donation?
Yeah, of course.
We've received a $30 donation from Poppiter. Pogjamp. Hey everyone, hope you're having a good time. Sorry I can't attend, but that's not going to stop me donating. Wikidab. Thank you very much indeed, Poppiter. And with that, we have now raised over $100 for Young Minds.
Wow, that's
Thank you very much indeed, everyone, for all your donations.
Thank you.
And just speaking of the donations, you got a good old runner's choice. Well, I'm looking at it now, and for XCOM 2, Pazzy is $35. So if you want to donate, I mean, even if you put it somewhere else, he's gonna be sacrificed. It seems so far in the next one.
So that's a sacrifice in XCOM 2 where you're going to kill one off. Yeah. Right there, I just killed the guard after picking up the assault rifle. It's just the quickest way to get past him, because otherwise he's going to look at you suspiciously as you roll for the door. Now I need to get the directional knife and avoid walking into the guards. If you walk through a guard, it unequips your items, so it unequips the BDU. They spot you, get an alert. Can't use elevator while you've got an alert, so it's just ideal to not take one, especially in this room. For some reason, if you press the elevator button twice, the elevator always comes at the same speed. And the correct direction, as long as you're on the route in MGS2, the correct direction on the elevator is always up once. So you always press up once. If we knock on this wall quickly, no, that's slow. If you knock on the wall quickly, he runs instead of walks. Yeah. But I was a little bit slow to get the wall there. I need him for the retina scanner. So there's a retina scanner on that door. Oh yeah. It won't accept my eyes. I have to get someone else's. This is the hostage room where Ames is hiding. It's one of the few cases of RNG in this game. In New Game Plus, his location's randomized, which can be quicker and or slower for you. He's there. You use the D-mic to listen for a pacemaker, but Ames is the only guy with a mullet in the room, so they could have just said, "Hey, Raiden, he's the only guy with a mullet."
They thought they were being like clever. Oh, we'll make him use this device, and then you realise, well, he's got the only guy with a mullet.
Yeah, but you do have to grab the D-mic, otherwise you can't actually ask him if he's Ames. Yeah. That Ocelot's going to bust in. He just wants us to. The game just wants you to put your disguise on. Now, what I was talking about before with the ability to use you get iframes from interacting with objects. This is an example of that now. So I'm using the elevator. The bullets won't affect me.
There's someone else here.
It's very violent, isn't it? Just loading the guy with the AK there. Now I can make my way to the sniper rifle. Pick that up. I need that to get rid of some of the sensors on the bridge in order to get through to be able to progress to the shell 2, where the president is. So I'm going to go back into strut F where I was before to pick up the sniper rifle. I actually prefer it this way. I wish it looked like this on my setup.
You can kind of see that there's meant to be water there from the texture of like the whatever it is, like water like spreading. But it just looked like a big hole in the air.
Yeah, like we're just really high up.
Yeah.
That's PSG1. You can't actually progress the game without the sniper rifle. We did some testing not that long ago trying to figure out ways, because there is a way to glitch through the door to the Shell 1-2 bridge, but you can't forgot where I was going for a second there. You can't actually. There's a cipher with a sensor on it, and you can't actually shoot it without the sniper rifle. If you try and shoot with any other gun, it will just blow up the whole plan.
Yeah.
Which you might get to see anyway, because you know, if I accidentally shoot the cipher,
That is true.
the whole plan's going to blow up as well.
One of those items that basically you don't pick it up, the game kind of doesn't let you do anything.
Yeah, and even if you somehow manage to glitch your way past it, there's a section later in the game that if you don't have a sniper rifle there, the game will just kill you every time, because we tested it with the action replay, just to see what would happen. We're always trying to break the game.
Oh.
In my opinion, it's the hardest section in the whole category, for sure. Like, just the Shell 1-2 bridge, because there's sensors at the beginning, then you fight the Harrier, and then there's something called the Leap of Faith, which I will get to. But this sensor, if I shoot anywhere but the sensor, the bridge blows up.
There we go.
It was never a worry, really.
That's true. I see a question in chat. I take it it's the American president we're saving.
Yeah, it's the American president. It's the worst president of America that's ever been.
Might
President
seem
Johnson.
eventually. You don't know this kind of.
This fight's really hard.
I always love that about Metal Gear, the fact that like you're one guy, you're always fighting against like helicopters and planes and stuff.
Right here, if I skip this cutscene at a specific time. I think I was too early. Yeah, I was too early. Oh no, it's giving me. It's kind of precise to be able to hit the Harrier there. You have to like press X to skip the cutscene at a certain time when the missile starts to fly out. And it'll let you hit the Harrier twice there. Unfortunately, I only got him once because I skipped it a little bit awkwardly. But this should kill him on the second hit. Hope so. Yeah. This next trick's called the Leap of Faith. It's called that because if you miss it, you die.
Oh yeah, that's when.
And now I don't normally miss it, but I've missed it.
That's what you say. You're like I don't miss it usually. I was like you missed it. Practice when you were checking the game.
Yeah. And in I did on the Metal Gear Speedrunners channel. I did this a couple of weeks ago, and I missed it 3 times in a row. So as long as I miss it less than 3 times, then I'm well ahead of that. Yeah. So you sorted. Improvement.
There we go.
And honestly, I can't remember ever really missing it. You know, just playing the game on my own stream and in my free time. I can't remember ever missing it. Something about marathon style is just immediately start missing it. And it's really simple. You just have to roll at the last possible moment.
Just timing.
Yeah, it really is just a timing thing. So this is where taking alerts kind of comes in handy. I'm going to throw a chaff grenade, which stops ciphers and things like that from being able to hit you. And then I'm going to take an alert on purpose because my controller really doesn't want to do this. There's a cutscene coming up, but if you're in an alert phase, you don't get it. Also, if you switch your weapon on and off there, you shuffle faster. Is that the right word? Shuffle?
I'd say so. I'd say shuffle.
Normally a guy comes out here for the toilet, but if you're in alert, you skip that, which is good. Saves like, I don't know, a fraction of a second.
Return your positions. Tighten security. Understood. All units exercise extreme caution.
It's a bit awkward to get across these little bridge gaps as well. Whoops. I didn't mean to go into first person view there, but I just shoot that cipher. We used to throw like both chaff grenades there to get past that cipher, but you can just shoot it and save your chaff grenade, which is handy later because you can menu it, which it makes a bit later faster.
Yeah.
I turn my camera as well so I'm facing the right way when I come out of that cutscene.
Yeah. And people are agreeing with us. Shimmy is the right word.
Shimmy, yeah. So now we're... The president's in the room here, and to save him we need to go get a remote-controlled missile to shoot to shoot a box which turns off the electric floor.
Yeah.
It also happens in the first game. You know as you do, how to save the president. And the codex here is like, you need the remote controlled missile, like anyone would ever say that. This is such a ridiculous idea. Another shout out to D-Lance here, because he realised that you don't actually have to swim to the box to pick it up. You just, if you're above it, it still picks it up, which is really handy because I used to do all kinds of movements to pick that
Make
up.
sure you're like yeah.
It's actually such a good tip. I'm just going to menu there, so I'm set up for later as well. So I've gotten the Nikita out, but I've also got the Stinger on previous now because I need it later.
It seems there's a lot of making sure your menuing's kind of correct, like previous, so you always like don't have to menu again after.
I think it's, you know, the first thing you learn with this run that will start saving you so much time. I think it's the most important thing overall. No, it's not. The Harrier is, but but it's pretty important, I'll say. I'm slightly not up the stairs. There we go. The game's really stingy. It's like, oh, you're 1 pixel off, so it blows up instead of going into the vent.
What is that?
On very easy, he gets out of your way.
What are you doing?
On other difficulties, he doesn't. He's like quite a nuisance.
Just wants to take the rocket.
Yeah, he's just determined to get hit by it. And the more you go up difficulties, the more determined he becomes to get hit by the rocket.
Yeah.
This is the longest spree of codecking cutscenes in the game. Actually, some of my favourite cutscenes happen here, but we won't be watching them today.
Because you can imagine, like, you see how fast it's going here, but imagine, like, sitting through and listening to them all talk. It would take a really long time.
I think casual playthrough, it'd take 12 plus hours easily. And I recommend it to anyone. I do think this is the best game ever made.
Ever made?
Ever made. Feel free to disagree with me, chat, but. Okay, so I'm going to make my way to Emma Emmerich now. Emma has in my opinion, the saddest story of any character in Metal Gear Solid. And again, that's going to be one that people disagree with me. But when I get to her, I will explain why I think she has the saddest story. Before I do that, I've got to do a swimming section. On the PlayStation version of this game, on the console, I'm playing the PC version today. On the console version, I've got Metal Gear Solid 1 syndrome, pressing circle to use the elevator. You can do a glitch where you essentially go prone next to the elevator button and press it, and you immediately go out of bounds. It's really easy to do, and you can skip this whole swim section. On the PC version and the HD collection, there's something called the swim glitch, and it's infuriating. Honestly, it's so technical. It's really difficult to pull off. I can't do it at all. Many good runners can't do it at all, and no one don't even attempt it. So you know, I missed the PS2 version on this section.
Oh yeah.
But it only says about 25 seconds, but it does look really cool. So we're coming up to Vamp now. You may see on the high difficulties, Vamp gets like a punch stun lock, and that's what we talked about before, where you go up, you hang off the ledge. But on very easy and normal as well, the strategy issues, we've got something that's a little bit faster, and I will try and get it first time, but it's kind of difficult. If I miss it, I'll just kill myself to reset the room, because it's kind of like the fact that even if you miss it and have to reset, it's still faster. That's Vamp.
That was really hard.
If you mess up the timing, he gets invincibility frames, he'll dive into the water. So you only get kind of like one chance at it.
Yeah, like if you do it first time, it just looks like you're just shooting, but it's actually about like making sure he doesn't get iframes.
And I've missed that one plenty.
No.
And also, if you're doing it on PS2 or if you're doing it on Xbox, or HD collection or on any other version, the timing changes because the Stinger lags on everything but PC.
Yeah.
And obviously on the PlayStation 2 it lags a lot more, and so the timing's different.
I also love the way he runs in and out of the water.
Yeah, just a little waddle. Again, is that the right word? Does he waddle out of the water?
I'd say so. Well, maybe waddle's more like side to side. That's like just really like quick steps. Don't know what it is, but just the movement in like Metal Gear games.
It's brilliant. I think riding is quite majestic, actually. So this is Emma. Emma's got a real sad story. Especially in speedrunning. That's what I'm talking about when I say how sad Emma's story is, because this section of the game a lot of people refer to as Emma abuse. Certainly I've heard Pythonica say that many times, it's Emma abuse. The first thing we do is drown her.
Okay.
on the swim on the way back, the fastest way to do it is normally you'd come up for air, which would reset her O2.
Yeah.
But you know, we just don't have time.
I know.
So we're just gonna drown her, and that's the beginning. That is the beginning of her short story in this game. I know there's gonna be like Emma fans in the chat that was like, don't do it, but it's gotta be done. Gotta save time.
Yeah. Like a lot of people don't like companion in games, that you have to like help somebody out, or you know, always have a partner that's like not useful. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think everyone hates escort quests
That's
as
it.
well.
Escort, that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah. So this is it. Like normally you can see on the map those blue spots are where you come up for air, but we just don't do that. As long as our health bar doesn't go past the A in her name, we're having a good time.
Oh, so that's what you mean, like, because you're not going up for air, you're just drowning her.
Just drowning her, yeah. So that's fine. I mean, that's just the beginning. Emma Emmerich's scared of water as well, so as soon as you see her in the cutscene, you point a gun at her, she tells you she's scared of water, and then you drown her. And then she tells you she's scared of bugs. Normally you get the Febreze out and get these bugs out of the way.
Yeah.
But that's slow, so we just choke her. It's for time save, you know, it's really important.
Yeah.
But it doesn't stop there for Emma. I mean, it's really not good times for this girl, and I do kind of feel bad for her when I'm playing this game, because now I'm just going to leave an X to this guard over here. It's really important that I just kind of leave her here.
Yeah.
And then just run off.
That's the funniest. Just that image of you like choking her to the left. And because it's a game, she's like, oh, she still goes with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so the guard's going to see her here, and I'm going to get an alert. But if I just going to leave. And when I go back in, it should, hopefully, have teleported her across the room.
So, a good little phrase there is save frames, not women.
Yeah.
And also, as a child back in the day, I see Totally Spies. Somebody was like, choking and drowning, more fetish fool than Totally Spies. And it's like,
I can push her out the door here, but it might soft lock the game, but it does save 3 seconds. Do you think it's worth it?
Yeah, I mean, why not?
There's a good chance this could soft lock the game. No, there's not a good chance. She's fine. I'll just throw this chaff grenade here.
She just walks slow. I'm guessing you're like stealthing, but
she's super slow. There's only like ciphers. There's a guard up here, but he's kind of just out of the way. As far as I'm aware, he can't actually ever spot you as long as you don't go too close to him. Well, who knows? I mean, the floor's missing. Who knows what could happen?
Sure.
But now, do you know if Febreze is flammable? Because I have to use it to put out a fire. So hopefully not. No, seems fine.
Nah, I mean, cooling. I don't know.
I thought it was like a furniture spray or something.
I mean, Febreze is. It's like air freshener.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it would be flammable. So if you want to be a reckless youth and get a lighter and start spraying your get some Febreze.
I just like the idea that he's going around with his little spray, like putting out bombs. Like, don't worry, I'm an expert. It's just murder. It's just murder. It's the
Actually doing
fastest way.
games. If you need stealth, you just like run around and put them to sleep or murder them.
It's like I think it's about 43 kills we get in a standard run of V. It's about 43. And that count's not too high at the moment, but it will jump up between now and the end of the game. This bit, the oil fence, is very much a rail. I'm waiting for it to move around. And Emma, as I was saying before, it's really sad. They've injected her with something to make her legs not work. It's really tight, isn't it?
Oh, that's why she's going slow there.
Yeah.
I just thought she was just scared or something.
No, they've proper done her in. If I don't stand exactly here, she'll fall over for some reason, and that loses about 8 seconds.
Now, with the the textures being gone, this looks even more serious now.
Super weird, isn't it?
Because, you know, instead of falling into the water, it looks like she's gonna like fall and like plummet to her death.
Yeah. I don't know why this has happened or how this has happened, but I'm pretty sure it invalidates my run.
I mean, if you died a couple of times, not PBing, come on. No, never know. No, and before we find out, like, when you guys find out that this actually saves time, you know, not having
Yeah,
this.
possibly. If it is, trust me, everyone's will look like this tomorrow.
Yeah. Where did they get the computer from?
Oh, I might take an alert here. I have taken an alert. I forgot about the guards. Oh no, she didn't go into the alert phase. Nice. If that guard spotted Emma, if I hadn't have shot him in time, I would have begun losing time because she just kind of lies on the floor and takes bullets from the guards.
Yeah. Also, as another escort game that's is known as an escort game, I'll use Resident Evil 4 as an example, where if Ashley gets like spotted by an enemy or something, she just crouches down. So
Yeah.
when Leon shoots, she just crouches, so it's kind of the same here. She just lies down and just doesn't do anything to dodge bullets or anything. She just
Exactly, but it'd be cool if it was kind of like Resi 4 where they just carry her off.
Yeah.
If the guards found Emma and just kind of carry her off. Let's snipe this sniper with the AK. No, too far. You can shoot the seagulls here. I know a couple of people in the chat were telling me to do it, but
Yeah,
the truth is I was going to do it anyway because once you're really used to this room on V, it's you know the ciphers are coming, you take them out quite quickly. There's not a lot left to do except shoot the seagulls. I don't condone shooting seagulls in real life. Just do it in the game, okay?
don't get a BB gun or something, you know.
And we get this codec here.
Right.
Peter,
You
come on.
actually enjoy abusing
Peter.
helpless animals.
I don't believe this. I had no idea you were that kind of a monster.
I don't understand you, Raiden. If you're satisfied, get back to the mission.
I will, Colonel.
No, so is that what happens when you shoot the seagulls?
You get telling off, yeah. I think there's 16 seagulls in total, and you can actually kill them all. You know, they don't just like respawn or anything.
Sorry, so somebody's like, I condone shooting seagulls. They steal your chips.
They do steal your chips.
That's true. Or anything you have in your hand if there's a lot around.
They do in Blackpool, where I'm from anyway.
Oh,
they're
yes.
ravenous.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird blood texture. What's going on there? The game just looks so weird.
Actually does.
I kind of have to wait for Emma to get into the middle of the platform, and then the two guards appear on the next section.
I can tell this is like, you know, you from most of the run you're like running around with somersault, and then you've just got this part where you just stand still and you know where the enemies are spawning. It's just, you know, just basically wait on her moving.
If anyone can find a skip for this that can be done in legal play, there's a fella called D Limes who will give you $1,000 straight to your PayPal.
Yeah.
It's got to be legal though and usable in a run. He's a nice guy, D Limes. There's actually if you pull out the directional mic here, it'll play a cutscene. Have I got enough time to do it? Yeah, I've got lots of time. I'm doing okay. I had some game overs before. I wonder how I'm doing for time.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
not too bad.
At the start with all the big room after the ladder skip area.
What am I doing here?
We'll get it. We'll go for it. It's gonna look super weird with the textures missing.
It does.
Freeze! A girl? What are you
Girl?
doing here?
It's not by choice, thank you very much.
Oh,
You're not gonna shoot me.
no.
Why not?
Stay away from good-looking women when you're fighting. Otherwise, you'll get hit with diarrhea.
Huh?
One of the few things I learned from Shadow Moses.
What are you talking about?
Ancient history. Don't worry about it.
It's a reference to Metal Gear Solid
I
1.
have no idea what you're talking about, but does this mean you're letting me go?
Well, you could have found a nicer way to say that, but sure. Better hurry.
And just to end Emma's story.
Don't mention it. Just run like hell. Oh no,
Oh,
my
no.
stomach! Not again!
So I like.
This place is about to sink! Just get out fast, okay? Oh!
Wait!
What?
What's your name?
Don't have one!
Huh?
Okay, fine. It's Johnny! Oh, I'm not gonna make it.
Hey, if we run into each other again...
Oh!
Huh. What a weird guy.
That's just a little Easter egg as well.
Yeah, so I was gonna say like you were like, oh, it's from Metal Gear Solid. When I was like, I kind of remember that, like something from like that.
Yeah, it's a guard who becomes indisposed and has to use the toilet during Metal Gear Solid 1 when you're in prison as well. I mean, there's too many references to Metal Gear Solid 1. That's kind of the point of the game. It's way too many to list. So there's just shouldn't open the menu there. There's one more cipher, and it's just there.
Yeah. Johnny be good. Johnny be not good.
Can you see the chat from there? Like, I 100% can't read that from here. I just have to take your word for it.
Yeah, I'm kind of just quickly looking. So I'm like, you know, we're basically just watching her cross a bridge.
Yeah,
so like, may as well
there's
be
nothing
interactive.
There's nothing I can do to speed it up. Snake's there as well.
Yeah, because I've noticed, fair enough, because you've been skipping all the like dialogue and stuff, but I've been noticing, like, even though you were like Snake is like, you don't play as him, he's still in the game. So like, he's like your partner. So he was in the helicopter with the Harrier fight. He was also someone in a box once. He's now he's here. So.
Yeah, in the story, when you go to the Shell 1 bridge, you go to the Shell 2 bridge. On V, for some reason, Emma's like a bullet soak. If you hit her with a sniper, you can't really kill her. You'd have to shoot her about 8 times.
I was about to say that hit detection was
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Even if you hit Emma, it really doesn't matter. Like you can't kill her. She's like just a bullet soak. This is the end game again. Time left, 1,200 seconds to go through 2 screens. It's just like how I know it's very easy, but like how bad did they think people would be?
So 2 minutes 120 seconds. Time that by 100 to get 1.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
No, 20 minutes.
20. Yeah.
We'll get there in the end.
So I was like 20. I was like, surely that's a lot. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna try and refrain from doing math live on stream in future. Like just not
I
risk
know.
it.
I was like, let's work it out. This one's easier than like 4,000. I was like, you know. I thought somebody in chat would tell me that. Nobody's put to the calculator yet.
So now I have been caught, and I'm about to be tortured.
I can faintly hear that shaking in the background. I was like, what is that?
So, Solidus and Revolver Ocelot. You find out Solidus is your dad, and he's also the ex-president of the United States. He's the guy who was chasing you down in the Harrier before. You know, just standard stuff.
Metal Gear stuff.
Yeah. He's got some octopus limbs as well for some reason.
Yes, I was like, he's like Doc Ock.
Here it says you're supposed to like mash for the torture, but if you don't press anything, it makes no difference. And this is on European Extreme at anything. At this section, if you don't mash Y, that triangle, sorry, nothing will happen.
This is the same cutscene still plays and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just to like sort of make you think you're supposed to. And even in like the strategy guide, it says you have to mash triangle there, but you don't. You do later in the second torture.
Olga, you can't keep this up.
So we find out that Olga was the cyborg ninja. It's a huge revelation. That's obviously the first boss we fought, and the Tanko is Snake. Here I can get out of the chair faster. Oh, I thought it frozen then. Here I can get out faster if I call Rose and then skip the dialogue. It lets you out. Normally you'd just sit there for a while and then she'd call you, but if you call her first, it's faster.
Yeah. And
Twitch terms of service. I'm not sure about this.
Butt crack.
No, it's fine. I've streamed it before. It's cool. It's cool. Here, if we don't quick answer the codec, we can't actually get past this guard as fast. We take an alert here, but because he was paused while I opened the codec, it's a little bit faster.
Yeah.
This room, you really don't want to take an alert in. And I have to answer the codec there to get past this next guard without taking an alert, and it's still like it's quite tight. And that gap as well. If you fall down that gap, you lose just so much time.
They took everything. They took his clothes, took his guns, but not his phone.
No.
Or the codex.
And I didn't have a New Game Plus save, unfortunately, but he has a pair of sunglasses in New Game Plus, which he has at that point as well. So I'm a bit gutted I didn't get to show that. He's got like these ridiculous orange Matrix sunglasses.
Yeah.
This is another room that you kind of just have to sit and answer the codex. There's nothing you can do to speed it up, just like answer them as precisely as possible. This thing comes up in the corner. Welcome to Metal Gear.
Just a random lassie.
So at this point in the game, you actually find out that the colonel you've been talking to throughout the game is actually a robot. Well, he's AI, he's artificial intelligence, and he's been testing you. It's quite spooky. The music's ridiculous as well. The music's quite terrifying, I think. Snake turns up and gives us some clothes and a sword, as you do. Oh, damn kid. Or did I? You got to slash twice, otherwise the internal countdown doesn't start. But literally we're just waiting out a timer now.
Yeah.
So this is sort of like when Raiden starts to become, where they first got the idea for, oh, we could put Raiden in a game with a sword, that'd be crazy. And he became like Metal Gear Solid 4 Raiden, where he's got like half a jaw and just diving around everywhere with a sword. This is the beginning.
It's got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
This is it.
I prefer Metal Gear Solid 2 Raiden personally.
Yeah.
I've tried all sorts of things to skip this room a bit faster, but it's just a case of waiting it out.
You know, parts like this, it's like you got nothing to talk about, it's just kind of like an awkward silence.
Yeah,
It's like, well, there's not much we can do.
This is Tengu 1. It's kind of like a boss. You have to kill all the guards in the room to make it end.
I've been waiting for this part. You know, you do the Tengu.
Yeah,
skip.
for sure.
There we go.
Tengu 1 skip it is.
Or 1, 2, whatever. You skip it, that's it.
For some reason, if you can manipulate yourself to go into the load zone. Oh, not like that, you can't. I'll get it. There we go. For some reason, if you punch, kick, and then let go of the first-person view, it extends Raiden's body into the load zone of the door, and you can just skip that room. Normally, you'd have to stay there and kill all the guards. Tengu 2, there is a skip, but it's only on high difficulties. On lower difficulties, you just fire the stinger at the spawn. So just clearing out the guards nice and fast by shooting at where they spawn.
Yeah.
I've tried to test, a faster way to do this room, but this is legitimately it. And this is where you get a lot of your casualties on the score screen. At the end, it shows how many people you killed during the run, etc. This is where you get most of them. But if you don't actually do anything, if you literally lie on the floor, Snake will mop up every guard in this room so easily. Like he's ridiculous. And it is cool to just watch him do it, but it's like fast to use stinger. Sometimes we come and get in front of him. I'll show it here actually. Snake's ridiculous. I'll just lie on the floor. It's like, help me out, Snake.
The aimbot.
Yeah, he is hacking.
Fish and meal.
Yeah, no, so the fish and mailed. The text on the left on the game over screen, actually it says words like alerting them and things like that. It's actually telling you how many alerts you've got, how many deaths you've got. It's kind of just like in code. This is unskippable. You can't even pause the game or anything during this sequence, even if you open the menu. Normally, if you open the menu, it would pause the game, but during this section, it won't.
It doesn't. Yeah. Sadly, my Scottish accent isn't like very broad, so I can do the COD, mission field. We'll get next time as everybody's spamming.
Fish and mails will get up next time.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like it. It's got good form, Raiden.
Conor McGregor, look at him.
That's what I do every morning, to get in the spirit for running this game. Just do that and stand there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to see you reduced to one of the Patriots' puppets.
I mean, where are we here? What's going on? Like, what is this place? Never really explained in the game.
I guess all the textures are loaded this time, so generally just...
Yeah, it's actually supposed to look like this. You go up a ladder and suddenly you're here. What even is this?
I'm gonna guess it's some like crazy helipad, maybe?
Yeah.
That's what I'm guessing.
So what does it say here? Oh, we can't show that on stream. What does that say there?
Those days during the Civil War were as real as they come.
I can't believe you just made me do that.
Can't believe
you
you've done
can't
this.
show it. Can't show that on stream.
Life and death.
That can't say that, surely. No, it does.
And now you've been led back to war by something less than.
Alright, that's over the talking section. I'm going to fight Rays. Rays, they're not easy Rays. They're very easy. You shoot them in the face when they open their mouth, it kills them instantly. That's raise.
Ooh, there we go.
Are you
I'll give
awake
you
yet?
It's a little bit awkward if you at the start of the fight they open the mouth to screech. You fire a stinger and it'll one-hit kill them. But if you mess up the timing, you have to shoot. You have to start again, shoot them in the leg and then in the face. So it's precise, but it's not that precise.
You instead, my son.
And now we're gonna get choked for real. It's very intense, isn't it? He's just staring at you while he chokes you.
Yeah.
See, everyone's just watching. And again, where the hell are we?
It's not him I want the answer.
We're right near the end of the game now, so we're going to fight a couple of codex, and we're going to fight Solidus on the roof.
Yeah.
When I get the last hit on Solidus, that's when it's time. I'll call it out.
And like what I mentioned right at the back at the start, beginning of the iframes, I get mentioned.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't need to do that with him though. There is a loop you can do as well, but it's just a bit slower than swiping him on.
Literally, I just wanted to mention the whole, like, as we already mentioned, like the iframes and how if you're like even just beginning, or even if like you didn't know about it, it's just you can basically do a no damage boss fight.
Yeah, and it is handy as well to just manipulate the IS, so you know what he's doing. You can just make him come to you, essentially. If I punch him first, that'll drop his block. You have to get a certain range away from him, so he'll fire missiles. And that makes it just like kind of like a loop. He'll fire missiles and then run towards him again. That's first section, and then he'll do a cutscene.
This is where it gets interesting.
This is where it gets interesting. Right at the end of the game.
You think keeping them on will make them stronger, makes them, you know.
Yeah, he loses that, and then for some reason that makes him stronger. You can just block, and he'll just leap towards me again.
I'm a bit busy in a boss fight, I don't answer your call.
That time.
There we go.
10118. Too bad. Underestimate. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. A shout out to the Metal Gear Solid speedrunner community. MetalGearSpeedrunners.com if you want to learn how to speedrun any Metal Gear Solid game at all, any category, Acid, Survive, all of them, you know. And join the Discord and you'll be able to find, you know, like-minded people who'll be able to set you on the right path to be able to run the games. Shout out to Tyler, Plywood, D-Limes, Pivonicas, oh yeah. Thanks very much.
I think I found something to pass along to the future.
What?
Thank you very much indeed, Apache Smash, for that run of Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty. Coming up next, we've got Tricro running XCOM 2. That will be with us very, very shortly. Until then, we'd like to thank you for watching the United Kingdom Speedrun Gathering, a 2-day speedrunning marathon held 4 times a year, and we are coming to you live from Glasgow, Scotland. Today we're raising money to support Young Minds, a charity leading the fight for a future where all young minds are supported and empowered, whatever the challenges. Your donations help them to make sure young people get the best possible mental health support and have the resilience to overcome life's difficulties. 90% of all your donations will be going to them, and the remaining 10% will be used to support UKSG. Thank you all for donating. We would also like to thank ESA for supporting this marathon. Besides providing us with their channel for streaming, they are sharing gear, technical assistance and sponsors. We'd also like to thank BSG for supporting this marathon. They hold monthly gatherings in the Netherlands for people in the Benelux region. They have supported UKSG from the beginning by spreading the word and providing us with a channel to stream on in past sessions, among other things.
And we're good. And we're good. So this is XCOM 2, otherwise known as Loading Screen Simulator.